last week at the end of regulation to send it to overtime. Can he do it? 2 straight weeks?
They were going to find out. Do you see? How about the time on that? Initially, I'm like, 3-man rush. He's going to stand there for 8 days, and then Hubbard times it perfectly. Burrow's like, why? Oh, we left him all day. And how about the fumble? They almost had the ball and won and went to the Super Bowl.
Well, now, Butker to keep their season alive, to give us back-to-back overtime games at Arrowhead.
Tougher than inside the 10, right?
A miss, and it's Cincy to L.A. From 44 yards, Butker, can he do it again? Can he tie it in regulation? And yes, he can!
Wow, both quarterbacks got one crack at it at the end. Over 12 minutes, 13 minutes, and you both go down and kick a field goal. What else is new? Let's go to the second half.
And now we're going to go.
The second half goes to the second half to the fourth half every week. I swear, we go to overtime, we get a whole nother quarter of football.
What a fearless kick by Butker.
That was,
didn't even watch it.
It got a lot tougher, too. I mean, they just gave up 20 yards, 30 yards right there in the last 2 plays.
The Chiefs' only points of the second half come with no time left on the clock. And now you can look at the overtime rules. You know, folks, we've all been down this road all week long. It's gotten so much discussion about the postseason overtime rules. And I will tell you this, after a first possession, walk-off touchdown last week by the Chiefs, when they won the toss, there have been 11 such postseason overtimes since the rules were changed.
Gentlemen.
Let's listen in.
We'll continue to play. We are going to start a new game. Both teams will have 3 timeouts. Both teams will have an opportunity to possess the ball unless the first team scores a touchdown or there's a defensive score. All replays are upstairs. Any questions? Cincinnati, you are still the visitors. What is your call?
Heads.
He called heads. It is tails. Kansas City will receive first.
Why does everybody just assume Mahomes has already scored here? Wow.
For the second straight week, the visiting team makes the wrong call on the coin flip. Kansas City will receive in a moment. Not sure you've ever seen reactions from quarterbacks on a coin flip, but you are now.
We see that one, and Mahomes sees it, and he goes, oh, you see what he did there, Jim? He just put his cape on. Superman's walking back out.
The cape comes off. I was going to finish this, though. There have been 11 of these occasions in the postseason. The team that won the coin flip is 10-1, with 7 of them being first possession touchdown wins.
You're exactly right. That's too extreme. And that, to me, it's because you got the top quarterbacks are playing in the postseason, and that's just an advantage. But Cincinnati's only given up 3.5 points of football in 2 halves of football against the Chiefs. The last second half in Week 17 and then here tonight. But can they stand up with the Super Bowl on the line?
And no team, you saw it, that's a good one. No team has ever won in the postseason back-to-back overtime games. This offense was on the field for the last 6 minutes of the regulation. And they began with a dangerous throw over the head of Robinson.
Yeah, that wasn't really Mahomes. That was Hendrickson jumping up and making him have to throw over. So right when he's about to throw it, he had to be safe and get it over that hand. Can't have another tip ball interception.
It's the 3rd AFC Championship game to go to overtime, the one we discussed earlier. Indianapolis, New England, 06. New England and Kansas City 3 years ago on this field. 2nd and 10. Pass almost intercepted. Eli Apple jumped the route.
Oh, Robinson
won the game.
Robinson doesn't get his head around. It's a slant. Mahomes throws it, but this ball, it should be over. It should be over. Apple sends the Bengals to the Super Bowl. You should have just said right here. No one touched it. You'll never have an easier walk-off touchdown. Wow, the Bengals. Oh, Eli really wants them to get a stop on this play.
The last time this franchise was in such a position, Lewis Phillips dropped a very similar chance at a pick. In the next play, Montana beat him with a touchdown pass to Taylor. And now they go deep down the field, and it is intercepted on the rebound by Bell. On Bell. Oh, he is clobbered, clotheslined at the 45. But they take over. The Bengals with the third straight game in the playoffs where they come up with a crucial pick.
They're not the underdogs anymore. Bell, this season, wow, unbelievable. He's only been targeted twice in pass coverage in the playoffs. You can see why right there.
Look at Jesse Bates reach in with Hill.
That's the play. It's perfect technique. Bates actually makes the play. Bell comes down with it. But Bates, wow, perfectly timed, no PI. Maybe sending the Bengals now. Wow, McPherson, he's going to have something coming here.
Yeah, you need at this point, you probably need just inside of 20 yards. And that's live in Cincinnati. Bates deflected it. Bell, there's two safeties teaming up. Hill blanked since halftime, not a catch. First down throw. And that's Higgins. There's Mixon to make sure he's right there around that football. If it would have come out, gain of 9.
I love the aggressiveness by Cincinnati. If I was Kansas City, I'd have liked to have seen a run right there, right? You're like, don't throw it on every down. And there's the kid.
He wouldn't say it again, would he? Walking out there, would he do that?
He said it going before at the end of last week's game, he walked out and he goes, I can't believe we're going to the AFC Championship game. He hadn't kicked the field goal yet.
He said it to Brandon Allen, the holder. We're going, hey, can't believe we're going to the AFC Championship. Well, and he made it from 52. Second and 1. Mixon cuts outside, then slashes inside, and they've got a new set of downs at the 42. Higgins threw a nice block. That looked like it could be stopped for a loss. Instead, good for 4.
If I'm Zach Taylor, I'm telling offensive coordinator Brian Callahan, stay aggressive on first down. There's a tendency right here to get a little safe, hand it off, and have to kick a nice 57, 60-yard, 52. Get in there, get another first down before you start to play.
Yeah, it's 60 from here. First down. Every yard is big. There's 2 more. He beat him once this year at the end of regulation. That was a chip shot from 20.
Find out if they decide to risk it. This is where you get really aggressive. Spagnuolo here, I think he's coming after him. You have a chance to throw a slant to Chase quickly and hit a home run. Get the ball in his hands fast.
Second and 8, looking down the middle, and is pulled down. Great grab it was by Higgins. With all that attention over to Chase, Higgins has had a big game. He's just gone over 100 yards.
And we said it, he's the key. I love that he made the decision. The slant, instead of going to Chase his side, he goes to Higgins, which I think once they started doing that in this game, came right back to him.
8 yards in the first. 6 catches, 103. And definitely now in McPherson range. Stay safe here. First down.
I would actually be safe at this point. Hand it off, see if you can get 4 or 5 yards on this one.
It's Mixon. That's what they do. In fact, they get 7. They're starting to feel it. Well, they don't want to be called underdogs, but this team that had just 4 wins a year ago.
They're not underdogs. They're in the driver's seat. I mean, maybe the Bills were last week too, but this is the Bengals knowing, I'm telling you, this is crazy. A few weeks back, we're about to say the Bengals might be going to the Super Bowl, and they just went and beat the number 1 team on the road and the number 2 team on the road.
They beat the number 1 seed, now trying to beat the 2 seed in 2nd and 3. Mixon charging inside the 20. He's down to the 12.
Oh my goodness, the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl, Jim. They came into Arrowhead. What a run there. He's got a great burst. And really, I thought he had a chance to score there at the end.
As they'll tell you in Cincinnati, around that locker room, Mixon is the energy and emotion and heartbeat of our team in so many fourth quarter situations, but in overtime, ripping off some big runs here. Timeout called by Kansas City.
Well, this is where ball security, but just down it. Ooh, Andy Reid.
Timeout.
This is genius. I think he's going to challenge.
30-second timeout.
Andy Reid might challenge, but I don't know if he can. In illegal formation, he can't do that.
All challenges, Gene's territory,
It's
have to come
upstairs.
upstairs.
Yeah.
Most definitely, Jim,
He's asking, though. I could tell.
All challenges upstairs, guys, and illegal formation is not a
can't.
reviewable play.
Yeah, exactly right.
So he can have the conversation, but New York can't get involved, nor the replay official.
Would you just go ahead and kick it now, Tony? It'd be a 31-yarder.
Well, the only thing is you might want to move it to the center.
Okay.
So if you look, too many guys on the line, right? So that's 9 guys. How many you got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys on the line? Yeah, can't do that. You can only have 7, so. I'd take the back. You can have 8 guys in the line. They just got to be legal there, and someone's covered someone out.
Jay Feely, if you were in this position, is a hash mark you'd prefer?
No, I think from here, I mean, he's having a conversation with his special teams coach, Darren Simmons, right now, and just asking him where he wants it. But from this perspective, there's not a lot of wind. The field conditions are great. It's not going to matter.
Hey, Gene, clarify the 8 guys on the line of scrimmage. They're just going to down this. Or they hand it off. It's a risk here, Jim.
1st and 10. Going right up the middle. And holding with 2 hands, cradling it down to the 10. That's now 28-yard attempt from there.
You're right, Jim. I mean, I'm almost to the point of kicking it right now. I mean, if it doesn't matter what hash, I mean, all you're doing is the possibility of something fluky, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
you're 5 yards shorter than the extra point right now.
The other part is you want downs in case the snap. You got to save at least 1 down. You don't run it 3 times and kick it on 4th. So what happens all of a sudden, somebody jumps, you get a false start, ball gets snapped. I mean, anything. There's a million things. The ball could slip. I mean, I've seen guys in the playoffs drop a snap before in a big situation.
Barely got that away in time, the snap. But he steps back 3 yards, downs it between the hashes, and now they'll bring out McPherson. Now let's just see if he happens to say anything here as confident as last week.
You missed my joke, though. I said I've seen guys drop a snap in the playoffs before in key situations. That's why you kick it.
I thought you were talking from the line of scrimmage on a regular play. I know you're talking special teams.
No, I wasn't talking about this. This is why you kick it on 3rd down, though, because if it is a drop,
all right,
do it again.
Here we go. This could be a sentence that a month ago would sound incomprehensible. From 31 yards, McPherson, and Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl.
He called it again, I'm sure. He walked up and he goes, "Can you believe, Coach? We're going to the Super Bowl." And they did it. They beat Mahomes at home. Wow, Joe Burrow. No way. Only 2 quarterbacks have won an FBS national title game and a Super Bowl, and that's Joe Namath and Joe Montana, and Joe Burrow's trying to be the 3rd.
From 18 down, matching the biggest comeback victory in championship game history, AFC or NFC. This was just dead center. Shooter McPherson, fearless. And Cincinnati takes the AFC.
Shooter.
Perfect on the road, regular in post. 22 of 22 on the season, 4 for 4 today. And midway through the 2nd quarter, you never would have imagined it.
That play at the end of the 2nd quarter. It's the one he'll think about all off season.
Well, they failed to score touchdowns at the end of each half.
You're exactly
inside,
right. But they
inside
had
the
points.
5.
They had points at the end. That's it. Look at Brian Callahan and the coaching staff. You're not underdogs anymore, Cincinnati. You've arrived and you're here. And a different game plan as they did a good job on Chase today, keeping him in check a little bit.
2 years ago, the Bengals had the worst record in the NFL. They won 2 games. They've now won 3 games in January alone. And they're heading to Super Bowl 56. And Tony, you've seen it all. Did you ever have a hint that this team, down 21-3 on the road, could pull this off today?
They did it before, but I didn't think they could do it at Arrowhead. I mean, things had to go the way, but they had to play great. Oh, what a job. I mean, enjoyed it this year, bud.
Unbelievable. How about these playoff games?
Let's send it to Tracy before these playoff games.
Tracy, it's all yours.
Well, he's still saying congratulations, as he should be celebrating this moment. All right, well, Joe. You deserve it.
Great job. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Little icky shuffle for you?
A little bit.
Well, congratulations to come into Arrowhead down 18, find a way to claw back, and now head to the Super Bowl. What does it say about this team?
I mean, our defense was unbelievable in the second half. They had a great plan on the defensive side against us. You know, we struggled a little bit. Everybody. Great job, Lou!
Speaking of defense.
That's the guy right there. He had a great plan in the second half. Unbelievable. I mean, I'm just a little speechless right now. I don't even know what to say.
I'm sure you are. I could only imagine what was going through your head when you lost the coin flip in overtime to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, usually when you lose a coin flip to those guys, you're going home. But, you know, our defense really stepped up and made plays in the second half. And on offense, we made plays when we had to. You know, I thought the offensive line played really well all day. You know, we started running the ball there at the end. That's exciting. Big win for us.
On to the Super Bowl. How does it sound?
Sounds great. Sounds great.
Go enjoy this.
Well, Tony, we've had some Joes at quarterback go on to become Super Bowl MVPs. Most recently, Joe Flacco, Joe Montana, Joe Namath, and now Joe Burrow. And the Cincinnati Bengals will represent the American Football Conference in Los Angeles in 2 weeks' time.
Well, and the reason, with the #1 pick, they took franchise Joe. And right there, Joe Franchise is taking him. He's turned this thing around. Wow, what a huge one in getting Chase. This program